You're finally at a good place with her. Real connection. Genuine momentum. And then she pulls back. No warning. No fight. Just distance. And you're sitting there trying to figure out what you did wrong. Here's the thing most guys never get told. It might have nothing to do with you at all. Science calls it the cortisol sabotage. When things get good, her brain, not her heart, sounds the alarm. A 2020 study by Peel and Caltabiano, the first empirical study of its kind, surveyed 696 people about self-sabotage in relationships. What they found? Pulling away when things are good is a real, documented, recognized form of self-sabotage. Not gains, not manipulation. A pattern. To understand why it happens, you need to understand what cortisol actually does to the brain. Cortisol is your stress hormone. When your brain senses danger, it floods your system and prepares you to fight, flee, or freeze. Now here's the critical part. For some people, deep emotional intimacy doesn't feel safe. Their brain registers it as a threat, the same way it would register physical danger. Research by Lemche and colleagues used fMRI to show exactly which part of the brain causes this. The amygdala, your brain's threat detector. In people with insecure attachment, the amygdala becomes overactive under emotional stress. It fires, even when the stimulus is love, not danger. Pietromonaco and colleagues found that insecure attachment literally gets under the skin. It changes your cortisol levels when you feel a relationship is being threatened. So when you two get closer and things feel real, her nervous system reads that vulnerability as danger, cortisol spikes, amygdala fires, and she retreats. But why does her brain read intimacy as a threat in the first place? That's where the past comes in. McEwen's research showed that chronic stress, especially early in life, physically remodels the brain, not metaphorically, literally changes its structure. Chronic stress shrinks the hippocampus, the part that handles memory and emotional regulation, and it makes the amygdala hyperactive and oversensitive. The number, chronic stress over 20 years, is linked to measurable shrinkage of gray matter in both the hippocampus and the orbitofrontal cortex. Think about what that means. If she grew up in a chaotic or emotionally unsafe environment, her brain was literally rewired to stay on guard. She's not choosing to pull away from you. Her nervous system is executing a survival program that was written years before she met you. This is called approach-avoidance conflict. Part of her wants the connection. Part of her nervous system is screaming to get away from the threat of vulnerability. The avoidance response often wins, not because she doesn't feel the pull towards you, but because the fear signal is louder. This maps directly onto attachment theory. Avoidant attachment is a learned strategy where a person suppresses their attachment needs to avoid the pain of rejection or abandonment. For avoidant people, closeness is unconsciously associated with eventual loss, so the closer things get, the more the alarm bells ring. And here's the painful part for you. She might genuinely feel the most for you right before she pulls away. That depth of feeling is exactly what triggers the threat response. The more it matters, the more terrifying the vulnerability. So she runs from the things she actually wants. What makes it worse? Anxious behavior from you. The more you chase, text, or seek reassurance, the more threatening you appear to her nervous system. When you panic and over-pursue, you confirm her nervous system's prediction. She expected this to end badly. Your anxiety becomes the proof. McEwen's research also found something critical. Social connection is medicine. People with 3 or more regular social contacts have measurably lower allostatic load, lower cumulative stress. What does that mean for you? Safety is the antidote, not pursuit. What lowers her nervous system's alarm is consistent calm, not intensity. You become safe when you don't punish her distance, when you hold your frame, when your mood doesn't collapse because she got quiet. The man who doesn't flinch when she pulls back, who doesn't spiral, doesn't beg, doesn't disappear. That man feels different to her nervous system. He feels safe. This is why the science matters. Most guys take it personally, panic, and react in ways that make her nervous system more activated. You now know better. Understanding isn't the same as accepting bad treatment. If the pattern never changes, that's a different conversation. But most men misread the first retreat as rejection. It's not. Her pulling away when things get good is her nervous system testing whether you're actually safe. Your reaction is the test result. Stay grounded. Give her space without disappearing. Show up consistently without pressure. That's what starts to recode the association between intimacy and danger. Because here's what the research ultimately says. The brain can change. Allostatic load decreases with consistent safety, social support, and reduced chronic stress. It's not fixed. You can't fix her nervous system for her. But you can stop being another thing it has to protect her from. Next time she goes quiet, don't spiral. Don't overtext. Don't beg for reassurance. Let her nervous system register that you're still there, still calm, still safe. That's not weakness. That's the most emotionally intelligent move you can make, and it's the one most men never learn. If this reframed how you see her behavior, drop a like. And if you want to understand the deeper mechanics of attraction and connection, the next video is already waiting.